free to date other people, she would eventually move out, and we could slowly figure out how to divide things, slowly, privately. No shame, no scandals, no drama, just a smooth transition. I asked if they had gone crazy, or was I the crazy one, and I was imagining all of this. My wife had the gall to take my hand and say that she still cared deeply for me, just not that way anymore. She said that she did not want to lose me completely, that I meant too much to her. She even said that she thought we could redefine what our relationship was, because it did not have to be black or white. That, in case you have not understood, she wanted to keep using me while she sleeps with other men. And if that did not make it bad enough, that man was my father. I got up and walked out the door without even grabbing my keys. I walked so much that my feet hurt, but I could not stop, because that made me think more. I ended up in a park near my office and sat on a bench. That night, I did not go home. I stayed at my friend Lucas' house and told him everything. At first, he thought I was lying, because, of course, you tell him all this and he replies, "I think you were joking, your father?" Then he realized I was not joking, because my face was very long, and he asked me what I was going to do. I told him I was getting a divorce, that I did not know what this nonsense was, but I was not going to be a part of any of this. But it is one thing to be determined, and quite another to be okay. I did not sleep that night, or the next. Maybe I had been a fool, or maybe I just trusted the wrong people, but I was not going to keep doing it. On the third night, I decided I had to start moving the pieces. I called a lawyer, because whatever they thought they had, whatever they wanted to preserve, they were going to learn what real consequences are. They wanted family peace. I was going to give them a very ugly divorce and let the family know everything. I did not answer their calls or messages for a week. I stayed with Lucas all that time. Most days, I just sat on his back porch, looking at the unkempt garden, philosophizing about my own life and everything that had happened. I also went to work like a zombie. But then I stopped wasting time philosophizing and set out to fix his garden. It sounds silly, but the mere distraction made me feel better, and it was my way of thanking him for letting me stay there. On the 8th day, I finally answered and told them that I would go pick up some of my things, and that I did not want to have a conversation. I just wanted space to take my things out, and that they should not say anything to me at all. That seemed to put them into panic mode, because suddenly my phone would not stop ringing. My wife sent me a long message about how hurt she was that I had not given her a chance to explain herself. She said that she understood my anger, but insisted that what they were proposing was the most compassionate option for everyone. Compassionate? The option was to get divorced, and in their stupidity once and for all, they were cheating on me, and they wanted me to be compassionate. When I finally went back, I took Lucas with me, just in case. I did not trust myself enough to be alone in that house. If my compassion ran out, my dad had a way of making me feel small even when I was not doing anything wrong, and my wife, well, she had her own talent for making betrayal seem like a misunderstanding. The moment I walked through the door, it was like walking onto a stage. My wife had cleaned the whole house from top to bottom. She had even baked cookies to make the house smell better and have something to offer me. My dad was sitting in the chair, looking annoyed. My wife asked me if we could talk, and I told her I was not there for a chat, just to pick up some documents and a few essential things. But of course, they could not help it. My dad got up and started telling me to stop behaving like this, because they had been nothing but good in telling me things to my face, instead of me finding out later. What a great father. They waited for me that day to tell me the whole truth. And if I had arrived later that day, does not the system crash every day? How was he going to kill time until I arrived? He said that he did not expect to fall in love with her again, and that it had been complicated and painful for him too. He said that he still wanted me in his life, and hoped I would consider their proposal. His proposal was to sleep with my wife in my house, where I should live, and be okay with that. My wife intervened, talking about how this arrangement did not have to change our legal status right away, and that we could avoid expensive lawyers and public messes if we just remained civil and respected each other's boundaries. She said we would live our truth, and that this was something to be proud of. Lucas burst out laughing at that moment. He had tried some of my wife's cookies. He told me later, when we got back to his house, "I had to do something. I was not going to let them do all that to you and keep all the cookies." It made me laugh for the first time in 10 days. I walked past them, grabbed the folder I needed from the office, and packed a small bag with clothes and toiletries. My wife followed me from room to room, trying to explain herself. She said yes, it was wrong, but feelings are not always convenient. She said that they did not want to lose me, that she still cared. I told her that she has strange ways of showing how much she cares about people. I also casually mentioned to her, as if it was no big deal yelling, that I was not going to sit down with them for lunch and play happy family so that they could then go have sex while I watched TV in the living room, that the mere idea disgusted me tremendously, and that if that happened, I would vomit all over them, all over the lasagna because yes, in my head there would be lasagna at that lunch. Do not ask me why. She told me I was disgusting and an animal, but they were the animals, having sex with the father of your partner and things like that. Although I think animals must have more common sense than them. Then I left as quickly as I could, and Lucas took the rest of the cookies and put them in his pocket. He later dropped them off at a homeless shelter on his way home. That night Lucas and I went to a bar. I needed something stronger than coffee and more crowded than his living room. We talked about the divorce and how it was time to speed things up. He asked me if I was going to tell the whole family, and the answer was yes. I just had been on autopilot the last few days and had not given it much thought, especially that. I had to tell my mother. When we got to his place, I had 2 new messages waiting for me, one from my wife and one from my dad. They were more